He died?
Rusty died this morning. I talked to him. They said done better. They got this morning.
Carter County? Yeah.
And that other guy, Carter County, Mark Chief.
We are now live on YouTube.
Okay. We will now call this meeting of the Town of Unicoi Board of Mayor and Aldermen to order. This is the Monday, September 21st meeting. Everyone please stand. And Lois, if you will, lead us in the invocation.
Let me pray. Oh God, creator and sustainer of all life, we just thank you for the town of Unicoi. We thank you for the beautiful, beautiful world you've created in which we're allowed to live. We thank you for all that you've blessed us with here in Unicoi. We pray, God, that you'll be with us, that you'll bless this meeting, that you'll be here to give all those who say and make decisions and present things in this meeting by spirit, and that everything that's said down here will be pleasing in thy sight. In thy name I pray. Amen.
Alderman Limbo will lead us in the Pledge of Allegiance.
Attention, salute, pledge. I pledge
allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
This meeting, subject to board approval, will allow members to participate electronically or by other means. Citizens wishing to submit comments to the Board of Mayor and Aldermen may do so by submitting comments on the Town of Unicoi website, by mailing to the following address: P.O. Box 39, Unicoi, TN 37692, or by calling the Town of Unicoi at 423-735-0517, and or by dropping off at the Town Hall drop box located in the Unicoi Drive vestibule. We will now do our roll call. Whenever your name is called, will you please answer here? I can see participants. I can hear participants. Recorder.
Alderman Bullen. Here, I can see participants, I can hear participants.
Alderman Radford. Here. I can see participants. I can hear participants. Alderman Linville.
here. I can see participants. I can hear participants.
Vice Mayor Hobson.
Here, I can see participants, I can hear participants.
Mayor Lynch.
Here, I can see participants. I can hear participants. Item 5, Board of Mayor and Aldermen consider necessity of meeting electronically to protect public health, safety, and welfare of Tennesseans in light of the COVID-19 pandemic. Item 6, Board of Mayor and Aldermen could adopt the executive orders and procedures for meeting electronically. And I will now entertain a motion.
Motion approved.
Second.
We have a motion and a second. Any further discussion? Call for the question.
Alderman Bullen. Yes. Alderman Radford.
Yes.
Alderman Linville.
Yes.
Vice Mayor Hobson.
Yes.
Mayor Lynch.
Yes. Item 7, Lois Schultz Davis will review the meeting etiquette for virtual meetings.
That is, as we've reviewed since the electronic meeting process started, that individuals speaking should identify themselves, that we should refrain from talking over each other. And of course, if you were hearing remotely, then you stay on mute until it's time for your presentation or speaking.
Okay, thank you. The next item, I would like to ask that we amend the agenda to include resolution 2020-318, which we will do later on in the meeting, but I need to amend the agenda now, so I need a motion. Okay, we have a motion. Alderman Levin, second by Alderman Hobson, or Vice Mayor Hobson. Any further discussion? Call the question.
Alderman Bullen. Yes. Alderman Redford,
Yes.
Alderman Linville,
Yes.
Vice Mayor Lawson,
Yes.
Mayor Lynch.
Yes. Okay, that'll come up later in the meeting. We're down to item 8, which is the approval of the August 17th, 20 BMA meeting
Can't
minutes.
get any audio.
I will entertain a motion for approval of those minutes.
Motion to approve.
Second.
We have a motion by Alderman Bullen, seconded by Alderman. What's it? Sorry about that. Got these masks on. Any further discussion? Call for question.
Alderman Boyd. Yes. Alderman Redford.
Yes.
Alderman Linville,
Yes.
Vice Mayor Lawson.
Yes.
Mayor Lynch.
Yes. Next item, item 9, the mayor proclamation. Which is a proclamation of the Town of Unicoi, Tennessee, from the office of Mayor Johnny Lynch, recognizing the 33rd anniversary of the drafting of the Constitution of the United States of America, September 17th, 2020, September 23rd, 2020, Constitution Week. That proclamation. Proclamation of the Town of Unicoi, Tennessee, Constitution Week 2020. Lois, why don't you, I'm gonna let you read this, as I know you're very much into this, and you're in the Daughters of the American Revolution. I think it'd be fitting if we let you read this.
Well, I'll be happy to. Constitution Week 2020, whereas September 17, 2020 marks the 233rd anniversary of the drafting of the Constitution of the United States of America. And whereas only 28% of Americans polled say they have read the United States Constitution. And whereas 1/3 of Americans polled do not know that the U.S. Supreme Court is one of the 3 branches of the federal government. And whereas better public understanding of the document that guides the moral and social choices of our people would benefit the republic. And whereas the U.S. Constitution, as the supreme law of the land, regulates the actions of our federal, state, and local governments. And whereas it is fitting and proper to officially recognize this historic document, the anniversary of its creation, and its guarantee of our basic rights and freedoms as American citizens. And whereas Public Law 915 mandates the issuance of a proclamation each year by the President of the United States of America, designating September 17th through 23rd as Constitution Week. Now, therefore, I, Johnny Lynch, Mayor of the Town of Unicoi, Tennessee, do hereby proclaim September 17th through 23rd, 2020 to be Constitution Week within the Town of Unicoi, Tennessee, and ask our citizens to reaffirm the ideals of the framers of the Constitution from 1789. In witness whereof, I adhere to set my hand to the cause to be affixed the seal of the Town of Unicoi on this, the 21st day of September in the year of our Lord 2020, and the 241st year of our independence. Mayor Johnny Lynch, attested Debbie Kessler, City Recorder.
All right, thank you.
Thank you.
Item 10, we have special presentation. Lee, are you there?
Yes, can you hear me?
Yes.
Yes.
Okay. So I want to thank you for asking to have these folks on the agenda today. We have 2 clients that are here to talk about their businesses, how they use the Mountain Harvest Kitchen, how things have changed, and just kind of update you all and introduce you all. I mean, you're familiar with their names and their businesses, but I thought if you could hear directly from them, that would be best. It looks like AJ's on the road, so you're first on the agenda. You're still on mute there, but I'll introduce AJ. He has been with the kitchen since January of 2019, so a little while. He has a meal prep business that you guys are familiar with. His operation has changed quite a bit, and I'll turn it over and let him tell you about his use of the kitchen, his experience, and you can take it from there, AJ.
Awesome. I just pulled into the kitchen, so
Oh, good.
timing. Well, hey, you guys. My name is AJ. I'm the owner of Fit Clean Meals. So I'm not really sure what to share, but I guess I'll just share based on what I know best to share. We've been in the kitchen since January of 2019, and I will just start by saying that without without this kitchen, it would be impossible for me to be a small business owner. And I think the kitchen, the Mountain Harvest Kitchen, is such a valuable resource to the economy around. And so I've been blessed by having the opportunity to be a part of this kitchen. I think there's so much potential for this kitchen to be available to other small business owners like myself. We have not only just benefited from having a state-of-the-art facility to portray our business to the region-wide audience that we have. It is definitely even better than having our own storefront for us, because it is a model that is perfectly compatible to what we were looking to do initially and continue ongoing to do. It is a place where I can scale up my business to a pretty good amount, even though where we are, and we have even been able to be recommended by you guys to others in the community. I'll say this: we're here to stay. We want to be a part of the community in Unicoi. We want to help others become a part of our business, employ people, and be a resource to the community where we can give back to the community, because we have found this gold mine. Like within even, I have to say, I have searched even 100, 200 miles, 300 miles within of where we are. There is no facility like this. And my hope and my prayer is this will continue to be a place for small business owners like myself to be able to operate and function as a small business in the community. I don't know if there's any other questions you guys have. I'd be happy to answer any questions.
Board have any questions that would like to ask this gentleman?
Yeah, I think most of us,
I can barely hear you guys.
most of us have met you before and tasted your food and all this stuff. Has been great. So
They're doing a great job.
How many meals are you actually doing?
So we are doing currently, I would say about, let's see if I can get my math right, probably about 1350 meals every 2 weeks.
That's good. And how many employees you say?
Right now we are at 10.
10 employees.
Wow.
Okay, great.
And that scaled up quickly because of COVID, right, AJ?
Right. And part of the thing I want to share with you guys is a facility like this has helped us get prepared for, like, over a year. We've been prepared for a situation or an opportunity to come by. When the opportunity came by, we didn't have to scatter and find resources. It was already here. So just like it has benefited our business, I'm pretty sure this can benefit many, many other businesses to come.
All right.
spread the word.
Thank you.
Yep. Thanks, AJ. Thank you for sharing.
Yep.
Next, I want to introduce Csaba Such. He is the founder, operator of Hungarian Sausage King in the Appalachian Belle, the food truck big yellow food truck you've probably seen in Irwin. Let me get the dates right of when you started at the kitchen. It was right before COVID, started in February 2020, although they got a start at festivals nearby. And I think it actually has kind of helped you guys. You've been able to do really well with restaurants closed by offering meals to go. So that's really great. But I'll let you tell a little about your startup, how you use the kitchen, how you utilize it, and then answer any questions that folks have.
Okay.
Thank you.
I'm Csaba Such, and I'm the owner of Hungarian Sausage King and the Appalachian Belle. And we've been doing festivals probably for the past 8 years. We picked up our food truck in December, and we had to jump through hoops with the health department and the fire department, and they needed us to register with a kitchen. And thank God for Mountain Harvest right here in our community, only 10, 15 minutes away from Temple Hill where I live, that we can do everything that we need to do. Otherwise, I would have no idea where to go. As a food truck, at the end of the week, when we're done, we have to dump our water, we have to fill up our fresh water, and we do catering and company parties, and the kitchen we got to start utilizing for mass cooking for the catering purposes. I can't cook everything in the food truck, and I'll tell you what, it's the best thing that ever happened to us to have the kitchen right here. I couldn't imagine working 12 hours and then trying to drive to Johnson City or Asheville to do the wastewater and the oil dumping, and everything that we need is right here in town. And I don't know if there's any other facility in the area because I haven't had a chance to look. It's been the best thing for Unicoi County, and believe me, it's going to grow even more. More and more people, more and more food trucks are out there, and they're going to be utilizing more and more of the kitchen. And our business is growing. Because of COVID, a lot of people canceled weddings and parties and everything else. But I can see next year, I'll be lucky to have a day off. Excuse me. And there's no problem with the kitchen. Whenever we need something, Lee's right there. She takes care of it, and she sets up the appointments and everything else that we need. Gentlemen, have a question?
You guys got any questions for him?
Ask you, well, how many meals, like we asked you last one, how many meals do you usually prepare or have what you usually prepare?
We prepare, we open Thursday, Friday, and Saturday, and I prepare over 200 or 300 meals. That's not including us going to different places. Like we got a company that we're going to this week that has 160 employees that we got to feed for Employee Appreciation Day.
Okay.
How many employees do you have?
Oh, we have about 6.
All right.
Best fried taters dungeons around.
But most of the time, you see me and my wife in there, you know. But when we get really busy, then we get the children to come and help us.
I've heard you've got a favorite truck in Irwin. People love it.
Oh, thank you.
Yeah.
We pour our soul into it, so.
I think people are tasting that.
I'm glad.
All righty, we appreciate your presentation to us tonight. And, Lee,
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
And
Got to take
when
the
you
mask
talk.
off. We
Bye-bye.
appreciate you, and Lee, we appreciate you lining these up, and it'd be nice if occasionally you could do this again, maybe have some of your users give a little report to us occasionally. Okay. Thank you again. We're going to move on to item 11, old business. Ordinance 2020-277. This is the second reading. We're not required to read the second reading unless you all want us to. Board members want to read it again. All right, if not, then I'll entertain a motion to approve 2020-277.
Mayor,
Wait, excuse me.
and you need to recess the public hearing. Advertise the public hearing.
Oh, I'm sorry. We will close this meeting, open the public hearing, and give anybody out there that has a comment on this ordinance 2020-277.
If anybody has a comment, please hit the raise your hand button or just simply unmute yourself.
Are there any?
I'm not seeing any response.
Okay. Okay, excuse me. Close the meeting, open the regular meeting again. And we were entertaining a motion.
I make a motion for ordinance 2020-277 for approval.
Second.
Okay. We have a motion and a second. Any further discussion? 2020-277. Call for the question.
Alderman Boland. Yes. Alderman Radford. Yes. Alderman Linville.
Yes.
Vice Mayor Hodgson.
Yes.
Mayor Lynch.
Yes. Okay, we're down to item B, which is ordinance 2020-278. This is also the second reading and public hearing, and I guess I'll close the meeting and open up the public hearing. Does anybody have any comments out there in the public on ordinance 2020-278? And do we need to read it? No comment? Okay, I'll close the public meeting, open up the regular meeting. And I will also ask our board, this is the second reading on this thing. If anybody wants to read it? If not, I will entertain a motion.
Motion to approve 2020-278.
Okay, we have a motion and a second. Any further discussion? Call for question.
Alderman Boland. Yes. Alderman Radford. Yes. Alderman Linville.
Yes.
Vice Mayor Hodgson.
Yes.
Mayor Lynch.
Yes. Okay, we got on to item 12, unfinished business. None. Item 13, new business. Item A is consideration and approval of the Mountain Harvest Kitchen Power Grant equipment bids. Who's gonna handle that, Lee or Debbie or? Thoughts on that?
Yeah, I'm happy to talk about it. So in the packet, there should have, I believe there were bid specs for the equipment that was bid out, and the bid tabulation was added. So the recommended vendor is Trimark Strategic. We had 4 bids total come in, one of which was disqualified. They submitted an incomplete bid, and Trimark is the lowest bidder. And so that's my recommendation for the vendor. If you have any questions about what was bid or, how that process went, let me know.
Does the board have any questions for her on that? And the recommendation is, your recommendation is Trimark.
Yes, yes.
Y'all
Motion
need
to
it?
approve.
Okay, we have a motion to approve
Second.
and a second. Any further discussion? Call for questions.
Alderman Boland.
Yes.
Alderman Radford. Yes. Alderman Linville.
Yes.
Vice Mayor Hodgson.
Yes.
Mayor Lynch.
Yes. Okay. We're down to we're going to put item B in here. This is a resolution. And I think you all should have a copy of it. Do you have a copy of it? Okay, I'm going to read this resolution. Resolution 2020-318, a resolution for the town of Unicoi, Tennessee, to designate the town of Unicoi as Douglas Hobson Buffalo Pavilion. Whereas Alderman Douglas Hobson has served the town of Unicoi since his election November 4th, 2004, with his first meeting of the Board of Mayor and Aldermen serving as an alderman occurring on the 15th day of November 2004. And whereas the service of Alderman Douglas Hobson for the town of Unicoi has been exemplary, with the Alderman Douglas Hobson having near perfect attendance for the Board of Mayor and Alderman meetings and other town events unless his health is preventing his presence. And whereas the town of Unicoi Board of Mayor and Aldermen wishes to recognize the service of Alderman Douglas Hobson. Whereas it is appropriate to commemorate this long and outstanding record of service in the naming of the town pavilion. Now therefore be it resolved, the Board of Mayor and Aldermen of the town of Unicoi, Tennessee, hereby officially designates the name of the town pavilion to be the Douglas Hobson Buffalo Pavilion, and authorizes the mayor of Unicoi and its city recorder to take all steps necessary and appropriate to memorialize this naming of the town pavilion in honor of Alderman Douglas Hobson. This resolution was duly considered and adopted by the Board of Mayor and Aldermen in and for the town of Unicoi, Tennessee, this 21st day of September 2020, and shall take effect from and after its passage. I'm speechless. I didn't know anything.
Motion to approve.
Have a motion
Motion.
and a second? Yeah. Any further discussion? I'm speechless this time. I can't remember my mouth today. Doug, well reserved. Really worked hard. Really been there for us for a long time. We come a long way out of that. And you're a fun-loving guy, and that pavilion is gonna be one of those fun-loving places. There's a lot of events, happy things happen up there. So I think it's fitting, real fitting. Lois, you got anything to say? You agree? Okay.
I don't have a vote, of course, but I was pleased to see this.
Okay, any further discussion? Call the question.
Alderman Boyd, without hesitation, absolutely yes. Alderman Radford,
Yes, absolutely.
Alderman Lincoln,
Yes.
Vice Mayor Hobson.
I approve.
Mayor Lynch.
Oh, yes. Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. Okay, we're down to item 14, which is the reports of officers and committees. Nothing to report on the Economic Development Board. Doug, you got anything on disaster emergency plan?
That's okay, man.
Cleanup committee, Alderman Nickel, Unicoi Business Alliance.
I'm going to let Ashley handle that then.
Okay.
She's not up to date.
Do that in action later. History committee, not been meeting. First Tennessee Human Resources Agency. They're meeting this coming week. Next week. Planning Commission, Board of Zoning Appeals. Vice Mayor Hobson. Speeches.
You're still
Still can't get over
We
that.
had one setback variance on Marvin on the. It was approved for setback for a storage building on. What's the name of the road? Cornerstone Road. And we approved, the board approved that, but that's about it, I think, board approval.
Okay, thank you. Decorating committee, the flowers are starting to bloom out there. I didn't say, I don't know how late.
Wake up good.
Yeah, they came up real good. Guys did a good job on that. Animal Welfare Board, Cass Bullen.
We finally met in person, after many, many months. Mayor Lynch was there with us this time for our first in-person meeting since COVID. You have all kinds of financial information in the packet. There have been a number of donations. There has been a tremendous amount of animal food and litter donated. The warehouse is pretty full actually right now. And so that puts us in a really good place. Animal numbers are pretty typical. The only real difference in how anything is operating is they have been provided staff with a thermometer and a COVID screening machine. So anybody coming in needs to make an appointment and actually get their temperature taken and screened before they come in. But they're operating. They've got business, and like I said, animals are pretty typical right now.
All right, you should have something there in the back of your packet.
Oh, no, it's a very fine for heating that.
Okay, 911 board. Nothing to report. Yeah, if you want to talk about the ambulance board on that one.
Yeah, we're up and going. Haven't got a whole lot of money coming in yet, but they're, billing. Pretty well back to, normal on the operation under call.
Okay.
And hopefully our next meeting is the 5th, I think. And hopefully we'll start having some money come in from Medicare.
Okay. All right, thanks for going with that. I had a animal shelter meeting at the same time of that thing, so I'm glad you got to do that. Mountain Harvest Kitchen, Lee Manning. Lee, you there?
Yeah. I apologize. I was hoping to be able to share the screen with the Mountain Harvest Kitchen report, but I'm not able to do that. So I'm just going to have to read over the highlights to you guys and then email them to you afterwards. In August, the Mountain Harvest Kitchen was rented for 170 hours to 6 processing members. That's an average of about 42.5 hours per week. That is our busiest month to date since opening. And in comparison to year 2, August, we were rented for about 120 hours. Year 1 was about 80 hours. So it's a 42% increase since last year. So pretty nice growth there. Earned rental revenue is also at a facility high, mostly due to increased hours rented, higher storage usage, and the additional food trucks that we've taken on. We have now been open for 3 years. This month marks that. And in the past 3 years, the average number of hours rented has increased and the facility usage has continued to trend upward. So I regret that I can't show you these nice graphs, but like I said, I'll get that out to everybody. Let's see. Also in the 3-year update, I wanted to recap, on our impact in the regional ecosystem, that since opening 3 years ago, we've advised over 200 new businesses or individuals thinking about starting, supported the creation of 31 new businesses, creating 90 new jobs, and spurred nearly $1 million in private sector investment. So those are the markers that we are continually tracking for ARC, and just wanted to update you all on that impact of 3 years.
Okay.
So it's been a busy month.
Any questions from the board? Thank you, Lee.
Thank you, Lee.
All right, we're down to Parks, Recreation, Tourism, and Public Relations update. Ashley, tell me.
All right, we have been having the farmer's market up until September 1st. We took a couple weeks off there because the COVID numbers got pretty high. If you look at your report, I've got the numbers from the August 18th and the August 25th markets. As you can see, they were kind of steadily declining. We felt it was because of the high COVID numbers. So we took a few weeks off and we will be starting that back tomorrow. We will be going from 8 a.m. to noon. So we asked everybody to come up. We do have a couple of vendors that have said they're coming. I know one of them will be fall months. So if you're looking for some fall decorations, now would be a great time to get some from local producers. We have been doing the Pinnacle Challenge food drive that Jeff was telling you about earlier. Unfortunately, we actually haven't had any online donations through that. We've had some actual food drop-offs here at Town Hall, which is not allowed. We've had to give that over to the pantry next door, I believe. We're correct?
Jonesboro Radio.
Okay. And I know that we've had a check that's come into Jeff for a significant amount of money that is to be donated to that effort. But we are going to extend it to the end of October. We've got a video commercial that I'm going to put on Facebook. We're do another round of promotions. So please tell your family, tell your friends, tell your coworkers, tell everyone. It's really simple. If you'll go to our website or our Facebook page, there's a link provided. You go in and you just pay with a credit card, or I think you can pay with PayPal too. So It's really easy. Just help us get the word out about that if you can, because this is a time when people really need it. We had a ribbon cutting Friday for the new business, The Buzz. They're a gift shop up here on Unicoi Drive, right next to Cracker Bees. They have antiques, upcycles, recycles, home decor, fun things like that. I think a lot of you were there on Friday, and we appreciate that. I think they've gotten some press. I did get an interview with her, and I'll be posting that on Facebook, but CYB had expressed an interest in running it today, so I wanted to kind of hold off on that until they had run that. They're open Tuesdays and Fridays, 10 a.m. to 6 p.m. and Saturday, 10 a.m. to 2 p.m. So please stop by and welcome them to our town. Movies in the park. We held Saturday, was our first ever drive-in movies at the park, and it was, for the most part, a success. We had a little snafu with some technology, and we were about 30-45 minutes late getting the movie started, but we finally got it working, and everybody seemed to have a really good time. I know the mayor got a call from some community members that were very pleased. I've heard some feedback of families wanting us to do more of these. So we are going to go ahead this week and start planning for an October movie and a November movie. I think we might kind of want to not get into December. We don't know what's going to happen there yet. And people are really busy that time of the year anyway. So we're going to try at least do 2 more. We had a turnout of 24 cars, which translates to about 80 to 100 attendees, including our staff. So it was a pretty good turnout. We honestly couldn't have probably handled much more than probably about 12 more cars. And we were glad 100 cars didn't show up. As far as marketing, we've been working on a website revamp, and our department is very proud to have with us our intern from ETSU. This is Emily Aussenmacher right here. And she has been, she's kind of taken over where I left off with the website, because I've been working on it for over a year. Things were very muddled in my head at that point. So she's been doing a lot of the tedious tasks of uploading and attaching and linking all the things that are supposed to be either with the ordinances or the BMA, agendas and reports. She's been doing all the hard stuff. So we are getting very close to launching that. We're hoping to get all the edits she's finished up by the end of the week, and then me and her go through it, finalize, and hopefully launch very soon. That's our goal. The Buffalo Bulletin newsletter, we were kind of off of that for a while, trying to get some things planned. We are back on that this week, so we're hoping to have that out. It does take, I'm hoping to have the newsletter available for review by the department heads by the middle of next week. Then printing takes about a week, and it takes a few days to mail it. So you're still a couple of weeks out from that hitting the mailboxes, but it is coming. Other things that we have going on here in town, we had a movie crew film at the Bogart Bowman Cabin, if anyone noticed. It was August 29th and 30th. It was Underfoot Films out of Irwin, and they were filming some of the last scenes of their Ghost of the Cumberland Gap movie. So we're very excited to see that come out. It will be released on Amazon, so you can stream through there, and there'll be some limited DVD copies available. We're going to try to get our hands on one to have at the visitor center, and we are in discussions with them to do some sort of premiere at the cabin. We think that would be a really neat thing for the people around here, because actually some of our citizens got to be extras. A lot of the history group and a couple of high school, actually college girls were able to join us, and I think they had fun. It was definitely interesting. It did garner us a letter to the editor that was sent by the producer AJ Rose, and she was spoke very highly of the town and thanked us for our hospitality. And I did notice that several times during the weekend, they filmed for 2 days, they were making quick trips up to Dollar General, or quick trips over to the Walmart. So that does have a little bit of economic impact for our local businesses. And that's kind of where I saw that going, because anytime you have a film crew or somebody in, that's going to generate money from somewhere. I mean, they're going to stop and grab a drink, and they're going to stop and get gas maybe down here at Walmart. So, and I know that they were getting ice and some other things for the set. So it was really interesting. Another thing that we're working on is the 3rd anniversary article. I think Lee kind of mentioned the fact that it's the kitchen's 3rd anniversary, and I've been working very closely with her and collaborating to create an article that kind of addresses all of MHK's performance over the last 3 years. We're wanting to touch on, where is it measuring up to the original benchmarks, the impact of the facility within the local food economy, and then how goals and funding may need to be reevaluated as the kitchen moves forward. So I'm hoping to have that prepared for her when she gets back from vacation next week. And then we can hopefully get that out, get all the administrators to sign off on that. So I know the Johnson City Press has expressed an interest in running a story of that nature. So we're going to try to give them all the information we can and provide some data. And the last thing I wanted to mention, and I didn't actually include it in the board report, and I do apologize, but I feel like we need to talk about it. The mayor, Debbie, and I, over the past few weeks, have been attending the Retail Academy online. We were supposed to go to somewhere down near Nashville to do this. And unfortunately, we've had to do it online. So it's not been quite as much fun as I think as it would have been. But I think we've learned some stuff, haven't we? Have we? Okay, that's good. And this Wednesday, we have a follow-up call. This continues on. They will be meeting with us through phone calls. They'll be presenting our lists and our demographics and kind of our marketable materials to us on Wednesday. So I think that's something that, you know, is really important because it kind of shows that we're refocusing on retail development and how all that works and getting the contacts of people that would fit directly with our small town. And that's it. Boost. You're right. Actually, I think it is on here. I just skipped it. Yes, it is. Rocky Hollofield with the Craggy Mountain Line started a couple of weeks ago, sanding and prepping the caboose, and he should be finishing up sanding this week and going into priming, possibly even painting by next week. So we are moving along on that. And if you want to check out Facebook or YouTube, there is a video interview with Rocky on, you know, what he's doing and how long he's done this and what she may look like when she's in.
I know it's a trailhead today, there's a lot of cars on the trailhead today.
There have been a lot of cars at the trailhead almost every weekend recently. I mean, up to 30 cars at a time. It's been packed. So.
That's not unusual. 30 cars is not unusual.
Well, when I started, someone told me that it was in the file that we were the second most used trail in the Southeast, and I believe it.
Ashley, I wanted to mention that on the booths, I went up by there Tuesday just to see what was going on. Of course, Rocky's wonderful to work with, very nice to talk to. But there were people from Irwin, Unicoi, just coming by to watch what he was doing and see how he's doing. It's impressive.
Yes, we've actually had a lot of people just stopping by to see what all the commotion is about. Of course, we had our movies at the park up there at the booth, and I noticed the people that were there early were walking around and looking at just how much she's changed. I mean, the color of her was real, almost kind of faded, and now she's almost a darker gray than she was before. She's in transition, and once she's finished being painted, we'll have decals put on her, so she'll be put back to the original state, the French gray with the red and yellow stripes. And then of course the lettering. So we're really excited about it.
Good job, Ashley. Okay, police department. Police chief Andy Flagel.
Is busy, we've been real busy since last.
Oh, you're standing beside me.
Radio.
On TV.
Been real busy since last BMA meeting. Made 22 arrests, 8 of them felony. Saw home burglaries, vehicle burglaries, made some arrests, got some warrants out on some guys. Made 9 drug cases. We seized the vehicle and about over $1,000 worth of money and weapons used in drug-related crimes. Several been on school property.
What was that from? That kind of scoop.
That one fella was from, that guy was from the girl from Elizabeth.
Bless. I think
It's
it's from Bless City.
2 officers, Aaron Embler and Eli Baird, completed fire training. I'm working to get all the guys through fire certified. So, because you know, sometimes the fire department's shorthanded, get these guys through school, get turnout gear and stuff like that. They can assist with firefighting since they're already out. Kind of more of a public safety aspect for the community. Have some guys that's already out there, so we're gonna be there anyway, might as well fight fire. We got awarded $12,500 in a THSO grant, Sea Highway Safety Office, to be used for salaries and equipment. accidents has been down 25% from last month. We also assisted DA's office and DTF on big drug busts at Dollar General, which is pretty fun. Vehicle pursuit was successful. We apprehended the guy. Ashley will tell you about it. We've been continuing to assist the county. The county's had some manpower issues, like I'm not trying to say anything, they've been down. We've been continuing to help them out a lot and ask, those guys really appreciate. We've been out there helping them, and whenever they need it, they continue to help us. Next page right here, helps packets. Tennessee Highway Safety's Office this week is the National Child Passenger Safety Week, so we'll try to work up days at the school, get a couple of us out there, make sure everybody's child seat's good. I got some forms and stuff, some pamphlets and handouts. We're gonna go down there and make sure everybody's educated on child safety, child passenger safety, the car seats, things. It's really good. It says right here, motor vehicle crashes are the leading cause of death for children in America. So that's one thing we're going to try to make sure don't happen here. And next in your page is some reports and stuff we've done this month. It's been very, very, very busy month. You don't sit. You just don't sit at the dump and run right.
You've done an excellent job. We're really proud of it.
And we turn over.
I was over to the board. I told you the other day, I was skeptical first, you know. And then once we got going, and you made it that way, but everybody's working together good down, best we've ever had. I think a lot of activity, a lot more time with it, strong, so hopefully we'll keep positive. Because I know my appreciate comes right here and work together now. But
You didn't have to pay us anything to say that.
you're not getting a raise, but
Well, next month will be here, and we're gonna be over, we'll probably be at 100 arrests of the year. So, we're busy, and we're out there for community all hours of the night. And, it's been significant change since I've been here. And I really appreciate the opportunity.
I think a lot of the things that we're picking up on, you learn the community, you see something that looks out of place, and you investigate it, and you discover there's something.
Oh, yeah,
And if you don't live in the community or you're not focused on it, you don't see those things. So y'all are picking up things that benefits the county that we will pick up.
we've had a lot of, we've solved the burglary because of that, you know. It's just, I got some, it's not me, it's the guys who got helping me, and all these guys, they volunteer their time, they're doing a pretty good community, and they do a great job.
Well, and I don't think you said on your paper, your accidents are down 25% from last year. That's safety.
Yeah,
That's a huge mark right there.
They've been going down significantly, and like I said, we don't just, I think last month we made more arrests than we wrote tickets. So, we ain't out there just trying to write people tickets, we're out there
Trying to keep people track.
and that's what I was really focused on, getting these guys firefighter certified too.
Yeah.
Thank you very
Good
much.
job, Amy.
How about a round of applause for
Yeah.
Municipal Court report, Debbie?
I'm looking at new reports out of our courtware software, so
Which is awesome.
it's really great.
it's really good.
The municipal court monthly fund breakdown summary from August the 1st to August the 31st. The total payments were $5,157.50. Out of that, the litigation tax was $353, and we had to pay that to the state. We had $137.35 that we have to pay out for Department of Safety fines and municipal training, which is education fees. That was $32.30. And then our fee to use the courtware software, which ends up being about $25 a citation, that was $900. So the net disbursement of revenue for the reporting month was $3,723.62. The ticket listing for the month, was violation, proof of insurance. We had 3 of those. And unregistered vehicle, we had 1. Driving on suspended driver's license, we had 1. Due care, we had 1. Red stop sign, we had 3. And then speeding, we had 32. And light law, we had 4. Seatbelt law violation, we had 1. So there's 47 tickets that were issued.
Good report. Okay, recorder's report, Deborah Kessler.
Okay, let's see, I'm just gonna go over the grants a little, just briefly to bring everybody up to date. The whole Valley Connector grant, the People Trail segment part of that, this fall, in the months of October and December, we're going to submit plans and specs and all acquisition completed notice. Then we'll have the approval of the specs from the state. We'll advertise for the bid and bid opening sometime in November, and then award the pre-construction conference in December, and then start construction January 21, and construction period would be from February 2021 to December 2021, and close out the project January 2022. Update on the amphitheater. The mayor and I will be meeting Thursday, September 24th at 1:30 with Jamie Carden, and Gillum Associates, and Lance Lowry, First Tennessee Development District, and Ashley Shelton on the updated engineering design. And so far we have spent $27,800. The grant reimbursement was $24,300. And so we have 1 outstanding invoice that we have not been reimbursed. Project must be completed by October 2021. On the RW Bridge, City Attorney Lois Schultz Davis is currently working on the acquisition of the surrounding property to generate the deeds that will be signed by the property owners for the acquisition of property. The town will need to obtain all of these land areas in order to proceed with the bidding and construction of a project. And at that point, that's when we will start the bid process. After the land purchases.
We get reimbursed 100% on that, don't we?
It's 100% reimbursement, yes. Good. And we spent so far $42,562. So we have additional engineering costs on that project of $18,738 to bring that to a total of $61,300. So that will wrap up the engineering phase, and then we'll move on forward with the project going up for bid. And the Indian Creek Bridge, I have no update on that. The MHC paid power grant, we've spent $87,447. We've been reimbursed $57,834. So the out of pocket right now is $30,000. Lee submitted another invoice. They were $7,000, and so the reimbursement for that will be $4,000. And it's taken between about 6 weeks to get reimbursement. I think I mentioned last month about the Tennessee Cares grant that we have been given an opportunity to take advantage of. Our cost would be $56,000. That's what we could actually spend and get reimbursed from the state. And so far we've spent money on plexiglass, masks. We can do some deep cleaning. We're also looking at getting flat screen TV and camera and microphones. So we're getting 3 different bids for that, so we can maybe move forward and have a little bit better.
If people have anything I thought about on that, or may work, may not, I don't know. I think there was some cost about draping and piping and things like that at the Easter Center. That might be something that could be reimbursable, since we're doing that to try to arrange for more open space to see.
That's true, we did do that for those curtain Okay, just an update on where we are with some training. Rhonda has now completed all the Edison requirements for administrative benefits coordinator. This training is in regards to employee insurance. She has also completed the HIPAA training, and she'll serve as backup benefits administrator, and I will serve as the primary. We have open enrollment for our employees October 1 through October 31. And this is when employees can make any kind of changes to their benefits. We met with each employee and reviewed their vacation and sick time accruals to make sure that it was accurate. Wanda Clay was sworn in by Judge Joseph David Schultz, municipal court judge, on September the 1st, 2020. We are still awaiting approval on the TEMA plan that we submitted on the hazardous mitigation plan for various projects in the area. This mitigation plan includes Irwin, County, and the county. So we have upcoming projects that we have sent work orders out to the county, which would be Whispering Pines. We like a third of the paving, and we need to stripe that road. And then I have a cost of the paving that was approximately $20,000. We also have Oval Road. We will be paving Oval Road, which will be paid from the portion of the grant that we got from the state of Tennessee of $8,938. That should cost about $30,000. We put in a work order for the drainage grate to be replaced at the back of the school where the children are dropped off. It's not stable, needs to be replaced. We also have the Massachusetts drainage issue, which is also a part of the grant. It's about $35,000. That's another project that we got to do. We also have guardrails on one, and we'll do probably that last to see how much money that we have left on that little pot of money. Terry Haynes has had some equipment issues. I think I mentioned that last month, and still dealing with that, and vehicle issues as well. Blackburn Childers and Stegall will be here Monday, and will probably be here for the week. They will begin to prepare the financials and schedules and grant schedules that will be presented to Mickey Ellis, CPA, to conduct the 2019-2020 fiscal year and audit as required by the State Comptroller's Office. That's all I have.
Yes, did they come by the state complained about those drainage issues that we had like on behind Bridge Street back there and one on down Massachusetts? We talked about that a couple of years ago, but then they came back recently, want to look at that. Johnny said something about there on Jess Option Road, and that was
Part of one of the grant things is going to do the addition down Massachusetts and replace the cover.
but you talk about maybe about that natural drainage thing, but someone's on back their land.
Ponds, yeah. We have talked to engineers about that. There's a property we'll have to purchase to be able to do that. Yeah, that's discussed on Holding Pond off of Bridge Street, and also down where you cut out Hawks Lane down there.
Dealing that back there, we go let them one back there. Yeah,
The back trucks off that. That was recommended by
Susan Rollins.
Susan Rollins, yeah.
Because I've been, there's one of the property owners on Good Road, up Bridge Street, has inquired about where we stand on that. Because he's had issues there for a long time.
They're back there right there.
I think that's Judy Ray's property.
David Buchanan, so we can talk to him if you want that.
Yeah, he's the one that's spoken to me too. He's way down.
Yeah, we've been talking about that with Rollins.
I think it's on that mitigation plan.
Yeah. Okay, financial oversight.
Right. We'll start with the balance sheet from the general fund. Our cash, I consider it
fairly liquid, is $1,109,000. And, part of that, of course, is restricted, and some of it is committed for projects. We budgeted for in our budget. For 2021 year. You move on to the revenues for August. Our local sales tax, you can see, is $140,239, and so we did fairly well with our revenue for the general fund. We did have a bump up in some revenue from our local option sales tax and state share due to a recalculation on some taxes for a business. So it is higher than what it normally is. That's a one-time thing. So our revenue for the month of August was $226,392, which brings us year to date at $461,871. Our expenditures for August were $119,654. Our net income for the month was $6,738. And year to date expenditures were $184,542. And then net income was $277,329. Mountain Harvest balance sheet. I'm showing $52,881 assets, and liabilities were $75,579. The net revenue is $32,697, which is a loss. Net income for the month of August, the loss of $16,877. And year to date, is on a loss of $22,698. Move on to our drug fund. We're showing cash of $333. The money that Amy was talking about, the $1,000 that we had in the seeds funds, that will not show up until September. And they will stay in the seeds funds until we actually get awarded those funds by the state. And then we'll count that as revenue at that point. And we've had no expenses in the drug fund for the month or for the year to date. The local option sales tax, as you can see on the graph, showing for August, $40,240. Again, that's part of that recalculation on some taxes for a business. And for the year, for the first 2 months, we collected $209,001 in local option sales tax. This is the graph, showing the graph of those. The next sheet would be the state share taxes. And that was $25,960. I'm sorry, $30,502. I've written penciled in September's because I've already got that. That's a $25,960. So a little bit increase in August as well, and part of that was due to the recalculation on some taxes. And that's all we have.
All right. Thank you very much. Made a motion to approve.
Second.
We have a motion second for approval of financial discussion. Call for question.
Alderman Boyd? Yes. Alderman Radford? Yes. Alderman Lingle?
Yes.
Vice Mayor Hobson?
Yes.
Mayor Lynch?
Yes. Okay, we're down to item 15. Is a review of citizens' comments previously submitted. Do we have any? None? Okay. And now we have item 16, this questions and comments from public viewed electronically. 2 minutes.
Anyone wants to speak, just please use the raise your hand button or go ahead and unmute yourselves. I'm not seeing any response here.
No response.
No response.
Okay, under announcements, the board does need to stay here for executive meeting tonight, correct?
Nice break. And I have one more.
One more announcement, okay?
Congressman Marsha Blackburn called the mayor and personally invited him to a hoedown at the Allendale Mansion on October 10th, 2020, 3 to 5. And she also extended that invitation to our staff and anybody that would like to come to that. Again, it's October 10th, 3 to 5 at the Allendale Mansion. It's a hoedown.
It's
So I
gonna be
think
good,
it's
it's
gonna
gonna be a good spring, you have a good time. That diet hard work.
Keep going.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's what I'm thinking. Wear your jeans and your boots. Not for sure, but I'm thinking.
Well, that'd be all right. Worth a try.
Yeah.
All they can do is run me out of there.
Yeah.
Okay, anybody got any other than that?
Bob Solly died last Tuesday. He served on your planning commission for a number of years.
Yeah.
And, he,
Sad.
Yeah.
I think we also lost the mayor too.
Yeah, Rusty Barnett.
Heard it. I didn't say it or done, Polly said it.
he gave his body up to be studied. So there won't be any kind of funeral or service or anything. And, couple of folks are gonna try to help her at least write the obituary, just acknowledge. But, anyway.
She's staying in her seat.
She's, yeah, she's, gonna have to try to figure out what to do. She's probably gonna need to move, so she'll be on the bus line somewhere. Public housing is slammed, with waiting lists, they're not even taking any waiting. So she's a mess.
Any further announcements? I will entertain a motion.
Adjourn.
Second.
Y'all in favor, signify by saying aye. Any opposed? We stand adjourned.